Tonight on Connecticut's news station, residents sounding off days after a city manager was arrested for allegedly driving under the influence.
Plus, Hartford police providing an update on a shooting that left a 12-year-old girl dead. The latest on their investigation into her killer.
And state lawmakers battling it out on the diamond for a good cause. We'll tell you what's bringing officials from both sides of the aisle together.
Now at 10, this is Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
Tonight we begin in Meriden, where community members are speaking out following the DUI arrest of their city manager. Good evening, I'm Ben Goldman.
And I'm Jen Bernstein. Thank you so much for joining us. This all happening at the first city council meeting since Tim Kuhn's arrest last Wednesday. Fox
61's Gabby Molina is at that meeting. She joins us live from Meriden with the very latest. Gabby, what can you tell us?
Well, Ben and Jen, the City Council is still in executive session. They have been for the last hour or so in the room behind me. And basically what that means is that they've been meeting behind closed doors discussing the future of the town's city manager. Meriden community members speaking out following the DUI arrest of city manager Tim Kuhn.
If you're drunk driving, you don't belong in this city council.
I really do believe that the city manager may have had just a lapse of good judgment.
The City Council meeting Monday evening to discuss his employment with the city. According to state police, Kuhn was driving the wrong way on Route 3 in Wethersfield last week and eventually got onto Route 2 before crashing his car. Troopers say he wasn't hurt and neither was anyone else. But Kuhn is now facing several charges, including driving under the influence. Kuhn released a statement that read in part, "I want to apologize to everyone in Meriden for my actions. I have let all of you down. I have received strong support from the City Council and others throughout the city, and for that, I am truly thankful." His statement went on to say he's not resigning. However, some residents are calling for that, or for the City Council to take action.
As leaders, you are entrusted to be our representatives, the very best Meriden has to offer, and you must hold yourselves to a higher standard.
If you're drunk driving, kick them to the sidewalk.
While others spoke out in defense of him keeping his job.
It's been a very positive working relationship. We may not always agree, but we always had principled discussions. So I certainly support any support that you can give him.
How dissatisfied we may be with taxes and whatever else is going on. To hold this person's livelihood, their job, their career at bay or at stake over maybe just one bad judgment.
Kuhn said he will be seeking help through the city's employee assistance program following this incident. Now, it's not clear if the City Council will be making any sort of decision tonight, but we will keep you updated on that. Live in Meriden, Gabby Molina, Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
All right, Gabby, thank you. Meanwhile, new at 10 tonight, new information in the deadly shooting involving a 12-year-old girl. Hartford police say that they've recovered the vehicle used in the drive-by shooting that killed 12-year-old Secret Pierce. Pierce was sitting in a vehicle and was caught in the crossfire when gunshots rang out Thursday night on Huntington Street. 3 others were shot, according to police. And funeral arrangements are set for Friday for Secret Pierce. This latest shooting has gotten the attention of Connecticut's Senator Chris Murphy. Senator Murphy did tweet out over the weekend, quote, "Spent part of my day figuring out how to pay for security at the funeral for a 12-year-old who was shot and killed because we're worried people will bring illegal guns to the service." Senator Murphy went on to say, quote, "Honestly, we don't need to live like this. We don't. This is a choice."
In Watertown, police have identified the man found dead this morning. Police identified him as 35-year-old Gregory Reed Jr. of Waterbury. Police are investigating Reed's death further, but officials say they believe he may have been involved in a car crash last night along Franson and Plunges Road. Someone had reported to police they saw a car off the road, but when officers arrived on the scene, there was no one in the car. Police say there is no threat to the public.
Move along to the weather watch here, and things will be looking rainy and gray for a short while.
Yeah, we had a little bit of sun today, but Rachel, it's right back to that gloomy pattern, right?
I know. It was so nice just to even see a little bit of sun out there today, but we don't have much more in store. We've got a stalled weather pattern. It's going to really kind of get blocked up here. So it'll be almost the same weather day after day with cooler than average temperatures and occasional showers Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, even Friday before we're kind of able to break out of this weather pattern with a cool whirlpool of air spinning around in the upper levels of the atmosphere. And you can kind of see this disturbance overhead just by looking at the satellite and radar with these showers dancing around. Other than a sprinkle or a light shower, the rest of the evening is dry. We'll see temperatures eventually falling back into the 40s statewide as we head towards daybreak. And I do think we see more numerous showers early tomorrow morning, and they'll be kind of scattered across the state as we head through the day. There is a chance in the morning through midday for a steadier window for rain before those showers become more hit or miss as we head through the mid to late afternoon. We'll talk more about Wednesday through Friday with more of this weather pattern continuing and what happens when we break out of it this weekend coming up.
Okay, thank you, Rachel. Well, new at 10, Waterbury police have 2 people in custody accused of crashing a stolen car and running from the scene. This all happened just past 1:30 this afternoon on Reedville Drive. Police say the car was stolen out of Middlebury, and the 2 people in the car, they say, ran away after the crash. Police say they were able to track down 2 teens that were involved shortly thereafter, according to police, 18-year-old Rafael Rivera and a 17-year-old. They were taken to the hospital for treatment of minor injuries. Police believe the pair was involved in other crimes reported in Waterbury, and both are facing multiple charges tonight.
Well, tonight, police are still searching for the suspect who shot and injured one person in Manchester. The shooting happened yesterday at a home on Seaman Circle. Police say one witness told officers that 2 cars drove off from the scene after there were reports of shots being fired. Police say a person who arrived at Hartford Hospital with a gunshot wound is believed to be connected to the shooting. Anyone with information should give Manchester police a call.
Another bear incident in Avon, this time an attempted break-in. Police say it happened today at a home on Deepwood Drive. They say the bear tried to go through a screen door but was unable to make it through and then went back into the woods before an officer arrived. Just last week, a 74-year-old woman in Avon was attacked by a female black bear while walking her dog on Berkshire Crossing. That bear was euthanized because of its aggression. This area just a 6-minute drive away from today's incident. The woman only suffered minor injuries. Deep does have some tips if you encounter a bear. They say get loud, get its attention, wave your arms while keeping a safe distance. Watch out for your pets. They say also put bird feeders away and keep your trash cans closed.
New tonight, the Connecticut community coming together to remember the late Stu Leonard Sr., the founder of the grocery store chain Stu Leonard's, passed away last Thursday at the age of 93 years old. A public wake was held at St. Matthew's Church in Norwalk today. The first Stu Leonard store opened in December of 1969 in Norwalk before spreading all across the tri-state region. Stu Leonard Sr. is survived by his wife of 70 years, their 4 children, as well as 13 grandchildren and 11 great-grandchildren. The Biden administration ending COVID vaccination requirements for federal employees and international air travelers on May 11th. The announcement means the requirement will be dropped the same day as the administration said it would end the public health emergency tied to the coronavirus pandemic. And talking about the pandemic, today in South Windsor, the community gathered together to remember the 79 people that died from COVID-19 over the last 3 years. A memorial's been unveiled right off of Sullivan Avenue, marking the lives lost and how the pandemic changed our lives forever.
Today is a day of touching hearts, and our hearts may have been broken, but we have a full heart right here in front of us, and our hearts are still full in our community.
We didn't see it coming necessarily, and we had no choice but to work and live through it. And as I stand here and look at the memorial and you think about how it impacted the community, it impacted so many people in so many different ways.
Local businesses came together to donate $8,000 worth of materials and man-hours to create this memorial. It sits open to the public at the Major Michael Donnelly Land Preserve.
Well, new tonight, the Simsbury Planning Committee and developers faced numerous questions from residents as they presented an update on a proposed new apartment building. That proposal causing a rift in town, with some for it and others completely opposed. Fox 61's DeAndrea Turner was at that meeting. She joins us live from Simsbury with more. DeAndrea.
Well, Jen, one of the commissioners tells me that this was one of the most well-attended meetings that they've ever had. Many people expressing their concerns about the potential of this apartment being built. Now, these apartments would be built on Hop Meadow Street. This is the 4th Planning Committee meeting regarding these apartments. Now, they have already been approved by the Inland Wetlands Commission. Now, community members' concerns range from how many units the apartments would have to the design of the apartments and traffic concerns. The complex would have 60 units, and officials say that 30% of those units would be listed as affordable housing. According to the Connecticut Department of Housing 2019 Affordable Housing Appeals List, Simsbury has 4.7% of affordable housing, but a state law requires that Connecticut communities provide no less than 10% of total housing stocks as affordable housing. Now, many people that we spoke to are split on the potential development.
I think you have gotten it right. There will never be a perfect scenario of what something looks like, where it goes. People fear change in a certain degree, but this is a project that has gone through the necessary process.
It's the amount of apartments that are being added. I think we've had a number of apartments that are here. I think that this project could have been designed in a way that we even have less than the 60. It could have also been designed in a way that there, instead of apartments, maybe they were homes that were being built that could have been rentals.
Now, coming up at 11, you'll hear more from community members and commissioners about what's next for this development. For now in Simsbury, DeAndrea Turner, Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
DeAndrea, thank you. The news at 10 is just